Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting video. Thanks for watching. This time with another Mittelfränkisches Naturtrübes beer. This one is from Brauhaus Döbler. Of course, it's the first beer from this brewery that I'm having on the channel, but it seems very interesting to me always right now for a Mittelfränkisches Naturtrübes, and this one is called Windsheimer Reichsstadtbier, and you can see the front label. Really like the look of the front label. Here's the logo of the brewery, the family weapon, and I really enjoy these labels with a picture of the town, just the way it is in this case, as you can see. And here is the top label, and here is the cap with Brauhaus Döbler, and here is the back label as well, and it comes in this NRW flasche, and it's got 5.0% volume. First of all, I'm going to read through some information about this brewer that I found on the website, which I will link to in the description box below as always. 1867, Johann Leonard Döbler takes over the property number 466 for the brewing and brandy wine rights from Johann Nikolaus Reutlingshöfer for a purchase price of 17,000 guilders. 1880, the company founder Johann Leonard Döbler dies. His wife Margarete Barbara continues to run the business temporarily. 1885, son Wilhelm takes over the brewery. 1944, Wilhelm the first Döbler dies. His wife Anna Marta continued to run the business in difficult post-war period. 1950, Wilhelm II Döbler and his wife Erna take over the brewery, which is technically still is as it was in the 19th century. However, this was to change very soon. In the same year, the two set for course for progress. First, they relocated storage cellars in valued cellar in the house of Kornmarkt, and at the same time install ammonia cooling machine. A semi-automatic filling system will soon be put into operation to fill bottles. 1955, the Döbler brewery expands to the neighboring property. Here there is space for the construction of a cellar house into which the fermentation and storage cellars move on switches to more efficient convection cooling. 1961, new construction of the brewhouse with direct oil firing. 1963, acquisition of the first Volkswagen Transporter. Before that, drinks were delivered by a horse-drawn vehicle and a motorcycle with a trailer. 1965, the bottling plant is replaced by a modern plant. 1973, purchase of the first truck. 1986, Wilhelm II Döbler and Mrs. Erna hand over the business to the next generation, Wilhelm III and Elke Döbler. They put their work in the brewery and the new basis and use only malting barley from controlled contract cultivation to produce their beers. 1988, technical development continues with addition of a fine filter. 1995, to improve the beer quality, a new bottle filler is put into operation which enables oxygen-free filling. 1996, the optical equipment of the bottled beers is improved by a new labeling system. 2002, the Döbler brewer presents a new specialty, Döbler Hefeweizen, which is now very popular. 2003, the Döbler Pils is repositioned. The aging design is completely renewed with new boxes and labels. The most noticeable change, however, is likely to be the blue long neck bottle, which gives the beer a new, young touch. 2016, the course of the future is set. The Döbler brewery now operates as a GmbH Company KG. Wilhelm IV and his sister Katarina now officially joined the company. 2017, to mark the company's 150th anniversary, the Löschauer is going back to the original recipe from Wilhelm II and is now called Löschauer Urtyp. And about this specific one, the Reichsstadtbier, is possible to read the following from the website. The Reichsstadtbier is an unfiltered, full-bodied Keller beer. This is how we get all the vitamins, minerals and fiber for you, the yeast flowery, naturally cloudy Vollbier, just as brewers love it. It was brewed for the first time to mark the 850th anniversary of the former Free Imperial city of Windsheim, and some information from the Beer Wanderers website about this brewery, Brauhaus Döbler in Bad Windsheim. Annual output 5,000 hectoliters. Founded 1867 when Johann Döbler purchased the brewery, and still very much a Döbler enterprise. This is one very family-run operation with everyone pitching it and seamlessly moving from one part of the business to the next. The outside seating is nice, square, and the inside has great timeless feel to it. It's a perfect combination of old world and newish touches. Service was one of the best experiences I've had in Franconia, and in the afternoon quite good in the much busier evening. I was staying at the Döbler's nearby apartments, so dropped off for lunch. It was fairly nice, so most of everyone was sitting outside, hence my photos looking so empty. I started off with the flagship Lösch av Urtyp, a lovely mutton. I opted for the geräuchteres, a tasty smoky ham, which was impressed with the freshness and quality of the bread. This is something increasingly hard to find, sad in a country which such good bread as Germany. My plan had been to have just one beer, as I had to hike, but to do the palate of smoked ham required another, so opted for their Reichsstadtbier, an unfiltered and quite tasty beer. I returned that evening after my hike to continue my exploration of the beers. I started with the Döbler Hefeweizen, which ticks all the requisite boxes for the style and was good post-hike brew. I probably would have enjoyed it even more if I'd come to the pub right after the trail, but the shower seemed more pressing when I passed the pub on the way to my room. I got a bowl of their Kreisklössesuppe, a rich homemade broth with dumplings, much like matzah balls. I then went for the Altstadthelle, which was a good helles, but not in the same league as previous two, so afternoon beers, despite it appearing to be the pub's most popular. I ordered the Braumeisterplatte, a massive plate of mixed meats and cheeses with some more of the great bread from earlier. I could have been used my wife to help me finish off. I also tried their tasty pills, which only comes in a bottle. I needed another Martin to help wash all great meat down, but the next day I stopped in off my key. I only had time for one beer. I caught my train and opted for the Kellerbier. I think the Martin is the best and a great example of this style, but I'd have to say for a session I'd go for the Kellerbier. It took me a while to get to this brewery pub and hope I can return again soon. Kudos to Döbler family for their warm welcome and providing great quality across the board. And about this one, the Reichsstadtbier, I can read the following on this Beer Wanderers website. Brewery Döbler, Town Bad Windsheim, style Kellerbier, color lemony honeycomb, head white rocky, nose yeasty, grainy, faint hop, body medium, palate dry, some grain, underlying hops, a bit of yeast, finish clean, semi-dry, slightly bitter, served on top of the brewery. Impression: this is style generally served in ceramic krug, but this was coming in a glass mug, looking a bit like a Weizen, and it had some yeast in the note. The first sip allayed all my doubts. What remained a dry, refreshing session beer. I may have thought the Martin was the best beer, but this one was most drinkable at the 5%. A good choice. And of course I'm going to also show you the books that I'm having about brewers in Franconia. For example, this one right here, and you see Brauhaus Döbler right here, looking like that. And the information says Wilhelm L. Döbler besteht 1867 Altstadthelle Landmarken Windsheimer Reichsstadt Museums Löschauer Dunkel Döbler Pils leichtes Pils Hefeweizen meist getrunken Altstadthelle jährliche Produktion 3000 hectoliters Brauerei Gaststätte Döbler. And I also have, of course, another book, which is this one right here, and you see also Brauerei Döbler right here. Brauhaus Döbler, die Bieruniversität, alles kleine Brauerei mit großen Bieren, bezeichnet sich die Windsheimer Traditionsbrauerei am Kornmarkt. Zu Recht, wie wir finden, schließlich weiß die Angebotsplatte vollends zu überzeugen. Zudem kann man hier nicht nur Gerstensaft genießen, sondern auch nur richtig viel über ihn lernen. Einerseits im Fränkischen Freilandmuseum für den Wirtshaus die Brauerei Döbler die Museumsbier braut, andererseits bei Führung und Seminare im Hause selbst, denn nach bestandter Prüfung darf man der Titel Doktor. Kleines Altstadtparadies, seit vielen Jahrhunderten schenken die Brauerei hier ihr Bier und servieren dazu eine breite Palette an fränkischer Brotzeiten von Schmalzbrotbier bis zur großen Braumeisterplatte. Wer zufällig einer größeren Gruppe anreist, sollte den Gewerbelichkeiten reservieren. Kultischer geht es eigentlich nicht. Komplettiert wird das Gastro-Ensemble durch einen kleinen Bierkeller, in dem im Sommer etwa 50 Gäste Platz finden. Founded 1867, Brauer Wilhelm E. Döbler, Ausstoß 3000 hectoliters, and der Klassiker Altstadt Hell. But I did choose the Keller beer, which is probably my favorite beer style at the moment, and I really like the look of the label too. One last look of the label of this one. Really nice looking label, in my opinion. I hope you agree about that it looks really nice. The Windsheimer Reichsstadtbier, and it says Windsheimer Reichsstadtbier Naturtrüb, 1867, Brauhaus Döbler. Zutaten: Wasser, Gerste, Malz, Hefe, Hopfen, Alcohol Content 5.0%, Volume. Wussten Sie schon, dass das Bier im Brauhaus Döbler weder pasteurisiert noch steril filtriert wird? Deshalb garantieren wir zwar nur für 3 Monate Haltbarkeit, dafür bleiben aber Vitamine und Geschmacksstoffe erhalten, die die Döbler Bier so besonders machen. Brauhaus Döbler, Bad Windsheim, telephone number and a link to the website is also here. And that's it. That's the information. Now over to the tasting part of this one. Brauhaus Döbler. So let's open up the bottle and pour it up in for the beer style well-fitting glass that in my opinion fits the beer style Keller beer very nice. We see for the style typical foam head, and also all the small bubbles rising up just the way it should be. As you can see, very thick white foam crown, keeping the right taste in the glass just the way it should be. See very big bubbles in this foam head, I mean the label. Just look at this. This is looking really nice, isn't it? The Brauhaus Döbler Reichsstadtbier Naturtrüb Windsheimer, and a good looking label too. And like that, looking fantastic with all the big bubbles in this foam, and very important to build up a foam and keep it all the way through, especially in a Keller beer. It's very typical for a Keller beer. Now let's get the aroma, which is very fresh, very typical for the style Franconian pale Keller beer. Taste of it, really easy to feel. It's unfiltered, really fresh. This is a very good aroma of a Franconian Keller beer. So this is how it should look, with very big white foam crown, in my opinion. I hope you agree with that. Looking really fantastic, I would say. And there we have it all. Let's try it. Well, there is a big foam crown. Brauhaus Döbler Windsheimer Reichsstadtbier. Prost. Yeah. No doubt about it that it's very easy to drink, very full in taste, very nice Keller beer, and the label really has been making it very much something that I've been looking forward to, this one, and it doesn't disappoint at all. It's a very nice Beer. This one, Brauhaus Döbler, very full and rich in the typical Beer taste, and as you can see, still thick white foam crown, which is a quality sign, of course. So big recommendation for me. Hope you check out the website, because it's really worth trying, in my opinion. Yeah, really nice, this one. Brauhaus Döbler, big recommendation. So that's it for now. Hope you continue to follow my channel for more listening to German beer reviews, and see you again in next Franconian beer review.